Ooh, that's tasty. What's good, everybody? Cheers. Cheers, okay? I told y'all. I told y'all Dan was I told y'all Dan was playing a terrible game. This ain't Big Brother. He might be the man over there on Big Brother. This is not Big Brother. But y'all said no, Dan is the best. Dan is gonna win. You underestimating Dan. Is this your king? Him? This your king right here? This young sir? The one that got banished tonight? Him? Is this your king? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk The Traitors USA Season 2, Episode 6, Backstab and Betrayal. If you're brand new to the channel and you have not yet hit, or if you have just not hit the subscribe button, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that button. I think, 37 subscribers away from 21,000. So if you've been with me the past 5 weeks, well, 5 episodes, I'll say, go ahead, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video. If you don't do anything else, thumbs up the video. That lets me know you stopped by. And then hop into the comment section, y'all. Let's talk about this, all right? So, remember last week, it was Peter. Last week, Peter set up this plan where even though Trishelle and Bergie won the shield, Peter went around, throwing out little breadcrumbs to try to entice the traitors. He told Dan, Parvati, and CT. Because of that, he wanted them to try to vote out Bergie, who nobody knew had a shield, and Dan fell for it. Now, when they were in the turret, Parvati was like, no, this is not a good plan. It's a decoy. Dan, who feels that he knows everything, remember how smug Dan has been? I'm going to sit back and get my way. Yeah, you got your way. You got your way. You got your way home. You got your ticket home is what you got. So they tried to kill. They decided to murder off Bergie. So the next morning, they get there. Dan and Parvati look shook. She's Parvati this episode because she did what she was supposed to. But Dan and Parvati looked shook when Bergie came in. Bergie was like, ta-da, I got the shield. Now what, bitches? Not like that, but that's what Bergie should have said. Dan and Parvati got to get some acting classes. Dan was like not even I'm so happy that I don't have to see that man again, y'all. So Bergie then tells them, look, somebody tried to kill me last night, but I had the shield. So Peter is like, I told a group of people that I had the shield even though I did not. Those are the people that I think are the traitors. So remember I said that did I say it was good or not? I think I came around and was like, Peter's plan is a good one. Some of y'all were in the comments, no, it's not. It's not going to work. No, it's not. Okay? So, everybody is like trying to figure out who they told. And Parvati and Dan admit that Peter told them, and they were like, well, we told CT too, but we don't think CT is the traitor. So Dan right away is like, but I'm a faithful. Nah, my guy, you're a traitor and you're being very obvious, right? So we then get Parvati and she's talking to Peter. Now she has to politic, okay, to make sure that, no one suspects and votes for her. So she's trying to use reverse psychology when you should have just threw Dan under the bus. That's what I would have did. It's between me and you. I'm going to throw you under the bus and it's no hard feelings because it's a game, right? So she's like, well, how do we know you're not a traitor, Peter? Girl, you're not helping yourself. You're not helping yourself. She then tells him that he's gaming too hard. She keeps coming in the confessional. Leave me alone, Peter. You're doing too much. No, y'all been going on people. Y'all been attacking people. I mean, it is what it is, right? So Parvati and Dan are playing this game like it's Survivor and Big Brother, and that's been their downfall from jump. I've said that about Dan. He's not playing the game right. It's the fact that he's been the entire time underestimating people. right? You're underestimating everybody, feeling that no, you're untouchable. You effed around and found out tonight, my guy. You effed around and found out. Effed around, found out. You. Okay? So then Dan is trying to talk to Peter, and Dan is like, in his confessional, I've been playing the game wrong. I'm playing the game too slow. Let's kick it up a notch. So Dan is like, I'm not mad. I mean, if you think I'm I know I'm a faithful if you think I'm a traitor, but I thought we were friends, and that's why you tell me. Go on somewhere, Dan, because you're not even believable. That's the thing. Dan wasn't even trying to be believable. But we don't have time for that. We got a mission, right? This mission is worth $20,000. They are going to run through this field to get up this hill so that they can catapult a ball, probably some heavy ass ball, over to a bullseye. They got to pick up the pieces while crossing a river, looking like they playing Oregon Trail. What a game. Childhood. But they out here playing Oregon Trail where they're crossing river and people getting what were they getting on there? The measles and no, what was it? The measles? They was getting one of them pox too. It wasn't chicken pox, but Oregon Trail used to kill off your whole family before you got to the end of the game. So they're going through all of this. Along the way, there are going to be ammo boxes. Each ammo box is going to have a ball in. If you have the ammo box, you have to carry it across. You have to carry it across the finish line, and we have to build the catapult and throw this damn ball over in 60 minutes. Everybody that has a ammo box is going to have the opportunity to fight for a shield. Off rip, Trishelle, as she's like trying not to drown, sees a ammo box and it's like, you have to let me get this, Kevin. Why? Why would he have to let you get it? Trishelle really act like people are voting for her. Trishelle, nobody thinks you're a traitor. They just don't want you around. Nonetheless, Trishelle, Peter, Sheree, Parvati, and Sandra all end up with the ammo boxes. We get down to the thick of it. Kate somehow has Peter's ammo box, and Alan, who his little bang of hair stressed me out all episode. But he tells her, you can put it down and then you can be in the running for a shield. She was like, fighting for a shield is desperate. You're annoying on below deck and you annoying on here. Girl gone somewhere. Why did they bring Kate back? She ain't even no real villain or nothing. Well, why did they bring Kate back? So they end up going through all of this, flinging these catapults. Sheree wants the shield. Sheree really didn't need a shield. Ain't nobody checking for her. Sheree, they keeping you there because they know you're not a threat, okay? Peter knows his ass is grass tonight, right? Because you have suspected Dan and Parvati, and on top of that, like, you're a target now. Because even if y'all get one of them out, the other one is still there. Or let's say that you don't get either one of them out, you are gone, right? So Dan, well, before that, Parvati is asking people what they are thinking. The way that this little clique is John, Trishelle, Bergie, Peter, I think it's Kevin. It might be Kevin. Little oddball ass clique. And when she tried to come in and Peter was like, no, not right now, and closed the door on her, hollered. Because close the door on me. I'm not coming to talk to y'all no more. Don't come open the door later and talk about some Tammy. Come on now, because I don't want to talk to y'all no more. Meanwhile, Dan pulls Peter aside and it's like, I've been focusing on one person. I know who this person is. I need you to trust me. Hear me out. I've been watching this person since day one. I said, I know you ain't doing what I think you about to do. I know you ain't doing what I think you about to do. See, some of y'all in the comments warned me that he uses black women. And I know that ain't what he, okay. I said, I'm going to hear him out. He then goes and tells Trishelle, I know who one of the traitors is. Now, it would make more sense for Dan to go against Parvati, right? Because both of your names are on the chopping block. You are not going to be able to sway this entire room to vote away from you, Dan, away from you, Parvati, to vote Phaedra. But that's what he does. So we get to the round table. Dan starts off by saying he's been watching this one person since day one. Okay, he's like, and I've been compiling evidence, guys, evidence. Okay, hear me out, compiling evidence. Think about all the people. Then he was like, raise your hand if you've been voted for. All right, but that doesn't mean anything. Now look at the people that haven't been voted for. I said, where are you going? You talking too slow. Get to it, because one thing that I've noticed is that a bullshit artist is gonna do too much talking, right? If you know a person, you really should have came out and been like, it's Phaedra. Look how she been moving. Y'all aren't suspecting her. That's the epitome of a traitor. That's what Dan should have said. You got people raising their hand and explaining why everybody has voted which way and all this other stuff. So he calls out Phaedra, right? Talking about look at her breakfast reactions, which I feel like the only breakfast reaction of Phaedra's that was kind of like, girl, what? Is when Tamara left and Phaedra was looking for them boiled eggs. That is the only one. But he was like, when Marcus left, you went and hugged Larsa. And then when Bergie, you thought Bergie was gone, you was like, oh my God, Burgerlicious. And everybody is looking like, nigga, what? So even Kate was like, so you're mad that she's comforting people when they leave? And Dan was like, I just think it's extra. It's too much. Kate shaded the shit out of Phaedra, but it helped. She was like, look at her. She's extra. While Phaedra is sitting with like fur around. Well, Phaedra looks gaudy in this scene, right? So then Phaedra was like, you're calling me out because you think I do too much. No, you think I do too much because you do too little. Phaedra is then like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and play it for y'all. I got a little clip. Of the read. Let's get into it, y'all.
Why? Because Dan thought that he was able to be murdered. Is that not correct?
Don't you think it's a little obvious, though?
Okay, but why would I want him out? I don't have any problems with
I didn't
Bergie.
say you wanted him out.
You're saying I'm the killer.
Dan messed up. You're targeting Phaedra. Phaedra brought it right back to you and was like, Bergie got murdered last night. Attempted, right? You tried to get Bergie up out the game when Bergie is the one that voted for you. Why would I want Bergie out? I love my Burgerlicious. So then Dan is like, I didn't say you wanted him out, but you're saying that she's a traitor. You see how that didn't make sense? If Dan was smart, used his thinker, Dan would have voted out Parvati. He would have switched it up against her. Why go against Phaedra? I mean, it got Trishelle's little racist ass thinking that Phaedra is a traitor now, but we don't give no fuck about her. But like, it doesn't make sense for Dan to do that. So then John, when they start to go vote, the way John read Dan down, banishment. I said, get into it, John. Banishment. John was upset. Traitorous. The silent slaughterer. I said, dang, John. Loved it. Phaedra read the shit out of you. Phaedra said in her confessional, at the round table, you came after the wrong one. You gonna learn today. You did too much. Dan is stupid, okay? He did not play the game correctly. Parvati smiled while she voted for Dan. So they get to the turret, and I'm cool with Parvati now. For now, I'm back. She's on my good side because Parvati could have flipped up on Phaedra, and she didn't. You know why? Because she came for Phaedra unnecessarily and unwarranted earlier. Parvati has a target on her back for sure. But I like the fact that she stood on her word and she didn't flip up and go against Phaedra. Dan is stupid. I'm going to keep saying it over and over because that was the dumbest thing you could have ever done. You could have even played the angle to try to flip it. He should have just went after Parvati. So when they're in the turret, they find out that they can either murder somebody or they can try to seduce a faithful to join the traitors with them. So Parvati wants to seduce Peter to be a traitor. On one hand, I think it's a good idea, but on the other, I don't. I would have pulled Bergie. I would have pulled Bergie or I would have pulled Trishelle. I would have gotten somebody else out of that clique. I might have even pulled Kevin. I don't think Peter's a good idea. But let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I thought this was a great episode. I was into it from start to finish. I was into this episode. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, thumbs up the video. Let me know who you guys think they should have seduced. Let me know if you think Peter's going to accept. I get the feeling he won't. I don't know if Peter's going to accept. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.